Could automakers really remove such an awesome feature like CarPlay? Remember back in the days, we would buy a car with navigation built in it, but then the infotainment system in it was so bad that we always went back to our phones relying on maps and everything because how bad it was. Because every few months, they would ask you to upgrade, pay $99 to get the upgraded maps. And then CarPlay and Android Auto were introduced to us. We could literally just plug our phone in or connect it wirelessly and still get every single features we have on our phone. It gave us this familiar space that we're so used to because everything that was there was the stuff that we'll carry in our pockets. Apps that we're used to, everything was there. Music, phone calls, maps, messages, and so many more. Every single important apps that you need that you can use while driving was right there, where is right there. Every time you receive a text message, instead of you grabbing your phone and texting back, Siri reads that message to you and then you can reply, which is so much safer than having to get your phone out, which I don't see what's wrong with that. But it's crazy to think that automakers could be getting rid of such an awesome feature that is safe, friendly, and not everybody loves. The second that it felt like it was getting boring, not that Apple wasn't providing updates to us every single year, Apple blew our mind with the new update that was introduced last year on how we're getting CarPlay almost like 2.0, which looks so good. I think it looks. So with it, we get new interface. It's not only just going to work with your middle screen, but it's going to work with all your screens. Everything you need right there. Now, even your dashboard is integrated with CarPlay. You can customize it, put exactly what you need in that middle screen, which I was like, whoa, now everybody's going to have to adapt to this awesome feature. Because right now, I think almost 80% of the cars that are coming out today is integrated with it. But the GM earlier this year was like, we're going to have to let CarPlay and Android Auto go. I'm like, why would you remove such an amazing feature? Like everybody loves it. Where their excuses were like, our car has to be super integrated to the fact where it doesn't have to depend on your phone. What kind of nonsense is that? Everybody will be carrying a phone with them everywhere they go nowadays. You can't tell me there might be some adults who don't carry cell phones, smartphones with them everywhere they go, but you're not going to tell me that those people are going to be willing to purchase a 50, 60, $70,000 EV. That's just a crazy idea or a crazy excuse on why they would remove such an amazing feature. Then it had me thinking, I'm like, yeah, all you Tesla drivers are like, you know what? We good. We don't need CarPlay. We don't have CarPlay and we still get along. But the first time I drove a Tesla is one of my favorite cars, by the way. I sat in it, but the fact that I couldn't get CarPlay with it, that kind of blew me out. Don't get me wrong, the UI is really, really awesome. You have almost everything you have right there. But every time I would look on my screen, I'm like, there's no CarPlay. There's not that familiarity that I need. Because with CarPlay, it's like I'm so used to being on my phone every single day. Every time I plug it into a new car, everything is right there. It's like nothing changes. But with Apple's new CarPlay 2.0, it's like, whoa, you can customize it however you want. If you have a car that fully supports it, your car can look like this today, that tomorrow, and it's going to make you feel like you're driving something new every single day, which will keep you more in love with your car to the fact that you're never going to want to upgrade. But with GM's reasoning, it had me thinking, I'm like, what could possibly be the reason of them doing this? It's obviously money, because when we go back to what I said earlier with the old infotainment system, we were so forced to having to update, upgrade every time. the maps were updated, you had to pay some kind of a fee to get the latest one. But now every time we have live traffic and so much more with CarPlay, with maps, with Google Maps, everything that we need is right there without having to rely on an update every single year. But with GM, they're like, you know what? We're doing it to try to get better user. We don't want the car to rely on your phone. But instead of trying to get away from it, why don't you work with Apple, work with all the Android provider? Be like, hey, how can we integrate this just like all other automakers are already doing? But it's just crazy because I'm like, what if they try this and it works? They're actually making money. People are actually buying, they're actually diving into this nonsense, and then everybody else starts to adapting to it. I mean, Tesla drivers, I don't see them complaining, say, hey, my car doesn't have CarPlay, so Elon Musk, you must be doing something wrong. No, they love it, which is a scary part, because if GM does it and they actually survive and they actually get away with it, other car makers are going to get to it. And then that familiar UI that everybody loves is going to be gone.